Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is August 7th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. You can see we have this troughing here going on across the Pacific Northwest. Look at the spin in the atmosphere right across Washington, British Columbia, right across the Canada border there. This is going to be spawning some thunderstorm activity today. It's going to keep the onshore flow going, keep some cool conditions around. And then we've got some interesting model changes here going through the extended forecast as well. So we're still going to build the ridge off the coastline, warm up for a bit, but how long is that going to last? Because there were some huge flips and flops in the weather models as we went through the day yesterday. We're going to go over that in some detail here in a moment. Weather station, this one, you are not going to regret buying this one. This is a very fun weather station, stores all the data for you in the cloud. Lightning detection system, it's all solar powered and wireless. Very fun stuff. Click on the link down below to save 10%. Now, scrolling back and forth here, you can see where we are this morning. And again, you can kind of see the spin in the atmosphere right here. There's some thunderstorms popping off here already this morning. If I show you that here as well, you can kind of see that cluster of thunderstorms right across northeast Washington. And this is probably going to extend down a bit further off to the south and east across some of the lower elevations and perhaps hitting Spokane, some gusty winds associated with that. And you can see we've got some of this activity going on across the western Washington as well. We got some precipitation ongoing. First of all, I'll show you the thunderstorms for eastern Washington. Again, the lightning strikes ongoing this morning. If we go out towards the Camino Island Doppler radar, we do have a Puget Sound convergence zone out there right now, so you may be getting some of that light precipitation. It's a sag south. You can probably see the interesting ceiling, some of the cloud activity there across the Seattle metro this morning as well. So anyway, let's jump back here to where we were, and let's go ahead and scroll forward, and we're going to take a look at the lightning strikes over the last 24 hours. Pretty good cluster of thunderstorm activity there across some of southwest BC, some of the interior portions of British Columbia, and right near the border. And again, Montana, and this trough is kicking through. It's kicking off thunderstorms across Montana and Alberta as well. So this is where we are currently, 500 millibar heights. You can see our little bit of a polar lobe giving us a visit here during one of the driest and warmest portions of our summer. That kicks through rather quickly, and you see not much has changed up until about as we go through this weekend. The ridge still continues to build off the coastline, but man, this thing starts to pull the rug out really quickly here as we go through the day on Monday. One more very warm day on Monday, and then we really bring this next trough in here really quickly. Huge model changes from run to run were occurring yesterday with just allowing this next trough to just rip down across the area. So as you can see, we scroll through there, we get a brief warm up, but it does not last long as we get the next trough already rolling in here. One of the most dramatic weather model flip-flops I can remember here in the last couple of years. So if we take a look at the European, we're going to scroll through here and you can see the precipitation ongoing today. We start to wrap that up by the time we go through tonight and into tomorrow morning. That system is pushing off across some portions of Montana and Alberta. And then we dry out as we go through this weekend. Saturday, Sunday, dry. Monday, dry as well. But then that next trough comes steamrolling down in here. And then we'll have to take a look at how the models handle this next system over the next few days, because I don't want to start locking in this trough just yet. We'll see if the models start to back off on this or what's going to happen. If we look at the high resolution rapid refresh, this is for today, put that into motion. You can see that thunderstorm activity across northeast Washington, maybe extending out towards places like Spokane, maybe down towards I-90 Highway 2 as you go through the day. Some gusty winds may be accompanying those storms as well. And lightning flash density potential is driving home the point that we do have that thunderstorm potential as we go on in through the day today. Now, this is what's going on in the upper levels of the atmosphere. I know this helps a lot of people visualize what is going on. This is about 18,000 feet. There's our polar lobe. That area of cold air is what drove that frontal system in this upper level low across the region. We build this ridging at least briefly here over a 2 to 3 day period, and then watch this quickly, the European bringing down that next slug of cold air, which would bring our next trough down into the Pacific Northwest. This would be Tuesday afternoon, already going from some warm conditions this weekend to dramatically cooler as we go through the mid portion. So yeah, trough, ridging in between, and then the trough return. So taking a look at 850 millibars, about 5,000 feet, there's that cooler air aloft, and you could see the anticyclone, the gears in the machine rolling off the coastline there, really warming us up a bit, but it did back off on some of the heat there as well. over the last day in the model runs, and then you see the next trough arrive. So yeah, big roller coaster ride coming up here according to this morning's models and last night's models. Now, 2-meter temperature anomaly, again, because we live at the surface there, 2 meters, so there goes our cooler than normal conditions. And then we start to ramp up the temperatures a bit here as we go through a Sunday, and then Monday, one more warm day, and then we start to feel the changes again as we go through the following Tuesday. So look at this now. This is the European artificial intelligence as of last night versus the previous day. This is 24-hour difference between the two model runs. So I put this into motion, and you can see there's the trough we're dealing with now. It's swinging across Idaho and Montana here as we go on in through. When is this? This is early tomorrow morning. But you see the ridge start to build off the coastline there. Not much has changed there. But then quickly, like Lucy pulling a football away from Charlie Brown, look at the differences between 24 hours in the model runs. Ridge still kind of extended towards Pacific Northwest. Yesterday has just completely dissipated. A stronger, very dominant, this absolute beastly ridge out here across the Gulf of Alaska. But on the flip side of that, in the backside, it's going to allow this trough to drive down across the Pacific Northwest. So again, I look forward to seeing what the models bring today as far as this is concerned. But man, what a flip-flop between the 24 hours in the model runs. And this was me showing it yesterday. The GFS had the ridge hanging on longer. The European artificial intelligence was kind of hinting at that 24 hours ago as well, kind of showing that a trough kind of moved down a little bit quicker. You can see my reaction there between the model differences, but the artificial intelligence was starting to pick up on that before the GFS, the American model. So if we take a look here, this also shows the change in this is just a 6-hour model difference change in how much the ridging, the yellow shows where the ridging was enhanced in the latest run versus the blue showing just how big of a flip-flop the models did have there between yesterday afternoons and this last night's run. So yeah, big changes, but what an incredible ridge way out over the Pacific Ocean. And if we look at the European ensembles here, you can kind of see that big ridge get building out there, but it quickly retreats, like, you know, just Olay, it's pushing off to the west there and just allowing us to get exposed to another trough here across the region. And you can see Hoquiam, it took away the warm days here that were coming up the early portion of next week. Seattle, Tacoma, still warm period here, but, you know, not nearly as long and not nearly as hot. Same thing for Portland, Oregon on last night's European model. The Eugene as well, Spokane, cooling down much quicker. And the national blended model, so here we go. This is today, Thursday, August 7th. There's Seattle, only low 70s there, some mid and upper 70s for the Willamette Valley. We start to warm things up Friday. Saturday, continuing the warming trend. We go to Sunday, some pretty warm conditions, and you're talking about maybe some upper 90s for some of the Willamette Valley, eastern Washington as well. Look at Medford, 106 degrees. Then we go to Monday, still very warm across the area, but look at Tuesday. We start to cool things down. Wednesday, back down towards normal. And again, depending on how that trough comes rolling in here, could be even cooler than this. So Portland on the GFS still warms up, but only for a couple days now. Something similar here on the Seattle, but again, the GFS, I'm not putting much stock in at all. Tri-City shows to warm up as well, then the cool down after that. 6 to 10 day. This doesn't mean anything right now, really. I debated even showing it this morning, so we're just going to skip through there. And just a reminder, I had my account totally hacked. I'm still having trouble accessing the email associated with my YouTube channel here. I do have access to the page, but only on the laptop, and it's still not letting me change certain things on the YouTube page. So I'm going to try to put this on the YouTube channel here, and if not, I'm going to post it on the Patreon page here. And if I do have a hacked account, or if you see like a live stream going up with some kind of Bitcoin thing coming on, this Ripple thing is hitting YouTube accounts all over the place. I dove into that yesterday, and man, a lot of creators are getting their accounts hacked, and then this Ripple thing shows up with this cryptocurrency on their page in a live stream. You know I've been hacked. Come check here on X or on the Patreon page is where I will post updates if I have been hacked. So if I don't get this video on YouTube today, I'm going to post it here on the Patreon page, and hopefully the word can get out from there. I guess the worst case scenario is I don't get access to my account back fully, and I would have to restart the channel. And I'm just looking for a way to be able to reach out to everybody who will be watching this video. So yeah, check it out here on the Patreon page. But other than that, hope you guys are having a good day. I'll be working on trying to get access to my account fully as we go through the day today. Google's been fairly responsive, so has YouTube. So they seem like they know it was hacked. So I'm just trying to finish up those loose ends. It still won't let me get to my email address, so it's still making me a bit nervous there, and I can't really make changes to my YouTube channel just yet. So anyway, cross your fingers for that. Check back here on the Patreon page. We'll do this all again tomorrow. I'll let you know how things are going, and I will talk to you guys later.